Hello friends and welcome to Figure Study, where we appreciate the form in Transformers. Today, taking a look at another Bumblebee. This time specifically the War for Cybertron Bumblebee. And just gonna jump right into it. So yeah, this is, color-wise, this is totally Bumblebee. It's just yellow and black. That's definitely Bumblebee. And it's... yeah, this figure is a bit on the shell-formery side, but honestly, I kind of like the vehicle mode. It's like this goofy little bulbous Tron car. It works for me. There's some nice detail there. Just, again, the yellow and black are really nice together. And you get a little bit of that red on the underside there. And the Autobot logo there. And you've got the... I like what they did with the wheels here, where you've got that red kind of showing through the yellow and black, and also the red lines going up through these windows. Looks good. Looks pretty good. I mean, the entire color scheme of this is just black, yellow, and that red, but it does look good. And also I like that they got the taillights that probably don't need to exist considering this is an alien car, but still, it's a nice detail. A little bit of molding in the rear bumper there too, which doesn't need to be there, but is. Also, there's some nice texture on the wheels themselves. Again, not sure why, but I can appreciate it. And folded up robot underneath, of course. So yeah, I mean, it's an unconventional shape. It's almost like a rough draft of a concept car sketch, because it's just big swooping lines, like there aren't really any angles on it. It's just sort of like a pill as a car. But I think it works, especially because of the way the color breaks it up. Like how you've got this black stripe going straight down the middle. The black on the sides here. It all looks pretty darn nice, I do believe. And I feel like this camera's up a little too high, so I'm just gonna bring that down a little bit more. Get a more even shot of Bumblebee there. All right. So yeah, I am into... there we go. I am into the vehicle mode. I do think it looks pretty good. I mean, shape-wise, it's very simple. But there's I don't know, it kind of, in a way, it almost reminds me of the ship from Flight of the Navigator in its shape, how it's like very round most of the way, but then it kind of tapers off and makes some interesting points in a few places. So yeah, I dig it. Now, since I didn't actually forget this time, do our size comparisons. So you can see how big Bumblebee is compared to Samus and a Titan's Return Deluxe. So yeah, pretty much what you'd expect, I think. Alright, now comes the fun part. Getting this transformed, because I gotta say, there's just very particular nature to this transformation. Okay, so War for Cybertron Bumblebee. It's that's an involved transformation, and honestly, it's leagues easier going from vehicle to robot mode than the other way around, because so many things have to be in such very specific positioning. Also, there's this gun that was stored there. Just gonna tuck that in here real quick, because one of the things that kind of bugs me with Bumblebee here is the angle that his hands are at, and it's easier to see that when he's got the gun in them. So you can see they're just kind of bent in a little bit. And there's no way to not have them do that, because like they swivel, but they swivel on this angle here. So there's really nothing you can do to correct that weird kind of bent in look. So if you've got his gun in his hand like he would be holding it, it just kind of weirdly goes off to the side. So you kind of have to twist it around a little bit, but then that isn't quite right with how he would be holding it anyway. So yeah. So the angle of his hands kind of bugs me. But other than that, I mean, this is, you know, this is Bumblebee. He's, again, yellow and black primarily, with a little bit of red here and there. Most of this stuff visible in robot or vehicle mode. Vehicle mode. Got a little bit extra with like the red on the shoulders here. And this is a bit of a cheat. Like this is meant to evoke this, which is now on his arms. So yeah, a little bit of a cheat, but that's okay. And you've got a very, very Bumblebee face. Like that is super duper Bumblebee. And it looks good. I mean, it's really nice silver on the face, blue eyes, it's pretty clean paint job, nice sculpting. And I like how they give Bumblebee a little bit of that War for Cybertron harsher edge by just like putting extra little angular details in his cheeks. It's simple, but it gets the job done. I also kind of like that plated detail they have going on the upper side of the helmet. But yeah, there's some nice minuscule molded details throughout. Good looking. And I do also really like how the wheels become part of the legs, like how they squish in and make up the bottom part of the legs. That's nice. And they also even have the feet kind of hollowed out on the inside to conform around the wheels there. Problem being, it doesn't give him a whole lot of foot articulation, even though his feet are movable, but still gets the job done. A little bit weird how this is like painted gold instead of yellow, because it really kind of makes that part stand out a bit in just overall shade when compared to the rest of him, and that gold isn't really anywhere else. So I don't know why they decided to do that. But yeah, I'm just, you know, color-wise, detail-wise, he looks good. My chief issue with this figure, aside from the transformation not being particularly enjoyable, is the just he's a bit too spindly and bulbous. Like he's weirdly proportioned, where he's got this very round midsection, but these really skinny legs and like these really skinny arms, but then like these, you know, roundy bits sticking out there. And it just kind of looks strange to me. And I mean, I like the detail of the back, but that just looks like, you know, he's got like a freaking Ninja Turtle shell. He's not terrible looking from the front, but like just the proportions are just, I'm not digging the proportions. I feel like maybe if these, like if we could pretend that these weren't here, I feel like that would work a little bit better, because then at least it'd be a little more balanced where he'd have this like chunky midsection and then his arms would be as spindly as his legs, but yeah, that's not what we got. I do, however, like these little flip-out arm blades. I think those are neat. I kind of wish more figures had stuff like this, because, you know, you can get some cool... You can get some pretty cool... I'm getting ready to throw down poses out of that. It's just... the weird combination of being really chunky in places and really lanky in other places just kind of bugs me. I still think it's a nice figure. It's just the proportions are weird, and then he's got that like oddly bent in wrist that just doesn't quite work for me. Anyway, get a size comparison out of the way here. I should probably get him standing straight rather than in any kind of interesting pose. Okay, there we go. So he is standing up straight. Now here we have Samus, and here we have a Titan's Return Deluxe. So he ends up being ever so slightly taller than Trigger Happy there, which, you know, he does expand out quite nicely. That transformation, oh goodness. But yeah, it's just the hands and the proportions that really bug me. I really do wish that he either was a little bit slimmer in the midsection and the forearms, or beefier around the legs, just to kind of balance all that out. And I mean, you know, it's been a while since I played the game, so it may be very accurate to the source material. I honestly don't remember, but if that's the case, then I have that same issue with the source material. So yeah, you know, like I said, not a bad figure, but just those proportions and those hands. Anyway, still worth getting if you're a fan of Bumblebee or the Cybertron stuff. Definitely fits the aesthetic. And I kind of like how a lot of the Cybertronian, like, more angular and harsh detail is hidden in robot mode. Like, it's hidden in vehicle mode, so you only really see it in robot mode. Because, like, you know, looking at this, unless you're looking at his back, it doesn't necessarily look like he turns into such a squat little circular spheroid car thing. Yeah. Anyway, that has been my look at Transformers Generations War for Cybertron Bumblebee. Pretty sure it's War for Cybertron. I don't think it's Fall of Cybertron. One of the Cybertron games, whatever. Anyway, thank you everybody for watching. As per usual, feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Any combination of those three would make me a happy Rob. And remember, art is more than... Oop. Just wanted to mention that's a Repro label on his chest there, because the Autobot logo that was there was like a very, very hard to make out pale, almost pink color, so you couldn't really see. So, yeah. I did that so you could actually see the Autobot symbol. Anyway, art is more than meets the eye.